5s. All of this up until now has just been a bit of a warm-up. So it's best of 5, herO versus INnoVation, followed by best of 5, Neeb versus Rogue, followed by a losers match, and then the grand finals. The losers match being the third place matchup, and then the grand final coming through as well. The difference in prize pool, by the way, is 4th place takes home nothing. 3rd place will take home $3,000. 2nd place, $12,000. And 1st place, $31,000. So that's actually a prize pool of like 47k. I thought it was 36k. It's actually a $47,000 prize pool. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Guys, to the top left-hand side of our first semi-final, it is our red Protoss player. This is herO. Going up against the blue Terran player to the bottom right side of the map, it's INnoVation. Again, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. If you're a Twitch Prime user, don't forget to check if your free sub is available to help support the channel. And if you are, of course, just in love with the channel in general, don't forget you can cheer, donate, or subscribe to support and help us continue producing the content. Thank you so much, Abergrove comes in with the cheer 199, saying thanks for putting this on. No problem. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, bro. Give me some love in the chat for Abergrove. Thank you very much for the 199 bits. Well, we do see this probe just nibbling around here early, the early scouting coming through. We got to see some of INnoVation's TvP earlier against Neeb, and, well, there was definitely some moments in the later stages of the game where he didn't look great, but there was also moments in the games where, you know, he actually looked very good. He was falling back, you know, he fell behind early, and he actually fought his way back into the game. So, yeah, I would say INnoVation's TvP looked pretty good. I always feel like herO has had a very, very good PvT, though. He always has been this player who I really think has just been someone that really does kind of show up, and in PvT, like, his mix of aggression but great macro play can just make life so difficult for the Terran players. So, really excited to see what he comes out with here against herO. What's up, Pinefry and SE2 for the Twitch Prime sub? Thank you so much. As the Reaper comes in, gets that, we can probe and we'll go for another, but the Adept will spoil its plans, and the Reaper has to leave. Thank you so much, Pinefry, for the Twitch Prime sub. I know you've been subbed before, so welcome back. And thank you for rejoining the Wardy family. Do appreciate it, man. And my man, Euthermal, coming in with the 42-month resub. I don't get it. How can I have the 42-month anniversary 4 months in a row? Surely you've been subbed for 17 years already. If you were subbed to me 17 years ago, Mark, I would have been amazed. As a 7-year-old getting paid $5 a month from a random Dutch kid, that would have been amazing. That would have blown my mind. Nowadays, it's not as exciting. What can I say? What can I say? Hey, Mark, I was telling people about our Hearthstone bootcamp the other day. Yesterday, I was telling Fabio about our Hearthstone bootcamp in Singapore. Me and Mark went on holiday to Singapore, and we ended up basically just playing Hearthstone for the week. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I learned that Dr. Boom was really good. I learned that lower Feb was a real thing. I learned a lot. We became Hearthstone gods by the end of it. I've never been able to get as good as I did at that in that time. It's crazy. Anyways, we are going to be seeing a couple of Adepts coming forwards, and a robot facility currently on its way up. A Phoenix coming out of the Stargate here from here. I mean, what actually came out of the Stargate already? Just a couple of Phoenix so far. So, continuing with Phoenix production. Continue to set up in towards that, and again, as more Phoenix come out, of course, you can just get into that sort of position here as herO. By shutting down drop play early on and so on becomes very powerful. Although that's a very fast stim coming through here from INnoVation, so he's not really looking to do too much beyond just sort of getting in towards Marines and attacking with them. Okay, just before these Marines start moving on the map with stim, then thank you so much, Mental Math, who actually comes in with an $8 donation. Says hello. Well, it doesn't actually say hello, but I'm going to assume you say hello. Says heart. And says, thanks for all you do, Wardy. Well, thank you so much for the $8. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. There's some love in the chat, guys, for the resubs, the new subs, the bits, the donations. We had just a little bit of everything coming through in the last couple of minutes. Thank you very much, guys. Ooh, Phoenix, though, coming through and picking off a medevac. Well, that's a little bit of a donation from INnoVation. Hey, it rhymes. INnoVation made a donation. Then he had a creation where the Widowmines, didn't quite do enough. It wasn't quite the decimation of Phoenix that he expected this to be. Wow, so much rhymes with INnoVation if you wanted to, doesn't it? Actually gets both the Widow Mines in the end. Loses one of the 2 Phoenix. Marines might be able to get another one though, as it's low. Ooh, herO with that saving moment of turning around. That Phoenix was so low. Well, just using all of this as an opportunity to go into the Robo Bay and start setting up in towards Colossus production. INnoVation was definitely slowed down a little bit here, initially. Obviously, the first medevac going down, but now 2 more medevacs show up and you will still apply some pressure, but herO's playing it so slowly anyways. No extra Nexus just yet, no expansion, and so there's nothing for INnoVation to really cancel at all. As he comes up and scouts this, he'll be a bit like, okay. And it's just a very, it's a sign of, that faster tech up in towards Colossus. It's a very safe tech up into Colossus here on the 2 bases. And then that Nexus does drop down the left-hand side here, and INnoVation won't be able to do much about it, although with the map control he has, just having the units on the map in Marines and Medevacs, he will be able to take his own expansion on the 3rd base now as well. So that gets to drop on down. And again, another couple of Widow Mines, Marines and Marauders continue to come out. 3rd rack's getting finished up here, and I guess a 4th and 5th will start up very shortly as well. A few Marines stim in, picking off a probe right there, and again a few Zealots and Sentries and Immortals pushing forwards here from herO. The Phoenix down the left-hand side having a little bit of a think as to just what they might want to try and do here. In the back we do have those Widow Mines going to burrow up in the Colossus. We'll try and help out definitely in the next few moments, as Phoenix taking a bit of a beating, picking off that medevac in the end. The Widow Mine does end up dropping. I don't really think this was too successful a drop. It didn't... well, this is the thing with Terran drops. They don't do much damage, but if you can take advantage of the position that you force the opponent's units into, well, that works just as well, and that's exactly what INnoVation's done. Suddenly he drops into the main base, and now herO, he wasn't there with the Phoenix to stop these Marines and Widow Mines from setting up, so suddenly INnoVation gets some damage done, and that forces units into the main, which maybe opens the attack onto the 3rd base here. He actually lifts up and backs away. The Widow Mine's left behind, but now he's going to lose a medevac at least, I think. There's no way the Phoenix let that go. Oh my god, the shot's just going on to the other medevac at the end. That's a little bit of a shame. Again, some Marines gathering up, some Zealots coming over. Colossus and other units coming on over to the left-hand side as well. And we are going to be seeing the Armory on the way up from INnoVation in the main base. Yes, a few Marines bottom left-hand side could actually turn onto those Phoenix, but neither player paying attention there for a moment. In the end, INnoVation grabs 2 of the 6. And still a nice pick-off. I mean, the less Phoenix there is, the less edge on them, the less chance they have to take down medevacs, etc. Obviously, all of that is very important. There's those couple of Widow Mines. They're going to spread themselves out here, and they are going to go try and burrow up, but the Colossus is able to clean up without too much of an issue in the end. A little bit more of this bio from INnoVation coming back down to the south side, and well, we are just going to be seeing the rest of this army from herO continuing to gather up together. +1 flyer attacks on the way from the Cybernetics Core. We're going to be seeing another Phoenix, another Colossus coming through. We're going to be seeing +1 armor also coming up right now. +2 weapons currently coming on in as well. +1 ship weapons coming in on the armory, and we do see another couple of Vikings currently just coming through right now. Hallucinated Phoenix coming around the right-hand side, and again, just a few Widow Mines kind of spreading themselves around the place. I always like the kind of random Widow Mine plays where you just have them split up kind of all over, and the next thing you know, they're blowing up kind of just the random Phoenix that goes there, and the Phoenix is like, god damn it, okay, we'll go this way. Boom, another Phoenix goes down. I actually really enjoyed Semper playing. I can't remember when I was casting him, but there was a little while when I was casting Semper play quite a lot, and he kind of just showed up, and he just played so many cool games. Like, he played these games, and he was so good at just positioning these Widow Mines like all over the place, and just made it so difficult for the Protoss to really do anything. It's very exciting, but that was a little while ago. I guess Widow Mines were a bit better then because they didn't get revealed after firing, so you could actually get a bit more value out of them rather than just the one shot then the cleanup. Although, again, Widow Mine over here gets a kill, and it does get some splash onto those Zealots too. Single Marine top side from INnoVation, but that's about it. Everything else from INnoVation is on the south side of the map, still just sat between the command centers. And, well, herO just starts up a 4th base, going into a Disruptor, adding to the splash damage, which is already 4 Colossi in this army. Still producing a few Phoenix here, so staying around. Well, actually, he's gone up to 12 Phoenix, so playing his Phoenix Colossus style, rather than having Stalkers to protect the Colossi, he's got the Phoenix, which can come in and shut down Vikings. But not only that, they can lift up a lot of the ground army as well. They can chase medevacs. They can do a lot of stuff, those Phoenix. They can be very powerful. My least favorite thing is if you start losing a fight against Phoenix Colossi, there's no way to recover it, because you can't just lift up and leave because the Phoenix will chase you. You can't just stim away because the Phoenix will just lift up the units as they try and stim backwards. There's just nothing you can really do against it. So when you take a fight, you have to be so very sure that you're going to be able to kind of win that fight. Otherwise, those Phoenix are going to make life very, very difficult. So Phoenix gathering together as we see a few Marines pushing up the left-hand side. That pylon taking a few hits here, and the Phoenix is going to show up and lift up a few of those Marines and get rid of a couple. I wouldn't mind, not quite close enough as the Phoenix turned around. As the Viking force, we haven't really seen INnoVation building that up, but if you've been watching the production tab, you will have seen them coming on through slowly but surely. He's got a few ghosts mixed in as well, which I do love. I mean, a few well-placed EMPs can not just shut down, you know, the general shields and so on, and the zealots and maybe some sentry energy. If he hits the Phoenix, it just makes life so much easier in terms of getting rid of those, and not just, you know, just not having to worry as much about what they can bring to the fight. They just go down that much more easily. They're cleaned up so much faster. You see a couple of zealots here just working their way through that command center. Bio coming forwards. We are going to be seeing the zealot getting taken down, so a couple of zealots not really able to do a lot here towards the 4th base as INnoVation gets that set up and rolling now. Another scan coming into play. As you see the Vikings, well, they're going to start getting into the action. There's the initial EMPs. I actually don't know where they went. A disruptor shot comes through. But honestly, it feels as though these Vikings just aren't getting rid of Colossi fast enough. I mean, in the end, he kills the Colossus. Oh, he actually has a bit of bio left over. But this is what I mean. I mean, now a few zealots on the ground, it doesn't seem like much, but then the Phoenix lift everything up. Suddenly, the medevacs get chased away. And a fight that didn't look like it was going really Hero's way, I guess, with the Colossus going down. Suddenly, he cleans up everything that was left over, and he's got a crazy number of Phoenix. They can get a lot more done in the next few moments, perhaps. I mean, even if they don't come in over here, they can go for a fight across the map. He's actually going to come in, lifting up Marines, and oh my god, he's just going to lift up every single Marine. The Vikings will go down, and so the Phoenix will keep on controlling the skies. He just didn't lose any Phoenix at all, without losing a single Phoenix on the other side of the map. I mean, now Zealots alone reinforced are starting to get a lot done. +1 flyer attack on the Phoenix means even the Vikings go down very quickly, and again, just leaving the Zealots to deal with the Marauders. Marauders don't do well against Zealots because they just don't really have the damage output. GG, and herO will take game number 1 of the best of 5. herO, 1 game up in this series now. Looking at Latvalar in the chat, who is new here and says hello, how you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. This is WardiTV, where we cast StarCraft 2 and sometimes get mad at chat for being memers and trolling and saying nasty things. Top left hand side, our blue Terran player is INnoVation. Bottom right, our red Protoss. herO up 1 game in the best of 5 in this semi-final. Where the heck is that money coming from? This was an offline Chinese tournament, so the money came from China. What more can I say? Prize pool in StarCraft 2 is even higher now than SC2's Prime. Actually, the StarCraft prize pool is... prize pools nowadays are insane. I feel a lot of it's very top heavy though. I have this... one thing that I was very annoyed about this year was that... was the way that they handled the IEM Katowice war chest. Because I really feel like the last tournament in the world that needed an even bigger first place prize was Katowice. I really think that tournament, money could have been so much better invested in towards something like... I mean, it's really cool to hype up Katowice and stuff, and I love Katowice as an event. But I really think that war chest money should have gone into, like, boosting Challenger prize pool, making Challenger prize pool go a bit deeper, or something like that. I don't know. I mean, this is obviously just an opinion, and Katowice was an amazing event, and it deserved the prize pool, but I just wonder if, for the sake of just making StarCraft 2 have a bit more longevity, I just wonder if it would have been better invested a bit lower down the food chain, you know? That's one of the things I was really just sort of thinking about, and my comment there just made me think about it a little bit. Oh, god damn it. It's that time of year where all the bugs start flying in at night. Oh, I need to get a screen to put up on my window because it's too warm in here. It's too damn hot to have the window shut. And I just looked around and I'm just swarmed by bugs on my light. I'm like, no, guys, go away. Go away. Stalker here going to fight against that Reaper, and the Reaper gets pushed back in towards the center of the map. Twilight Council coming down in the main base. So herO making a bit of a tech switch in this game number 2. No Phoenix opener. Just going to go for the Twilight Council and see what he wants to open with. Could be worse. Could have been the Pigeon. Wardy's weak against air attacks. Well, I don't... What type is weak against bugs and flying? What's weak against bugs and flying? Because that's definitely me. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what's weak against bugs and flying. Is anything weak against bug? Bugs are just such shitty Pokemon. Is there any good bug Pokemon? I really don't... Metapod's a badass. You know, if you just use Harden enough... You know, Metapod was ahead of the fucking meme. He was like, can't die if they can't deal any damage. that was a good meme. Grass type? Okay, then I'm definitely a grass Pokemon. Wouldn't mind. Picks up a probe kill here as it just sits atop the ramp. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the probe's trying to scout. It's kind of there to kind of maybe pick off a Stalker or an Adept wandering forwards. And you do see another Widowmine coming in as well. Man, I would definitely be a grass-type Pokemon. I actually, when I first played through Pokemon Blue, I picked Bulbasaur, and Bulbasaur was my bro, man. I was like, this is when I was like 7 or something, because I know a lot of people are like, Bulbasaur, you amateur. But Bulbasaur was my boy, I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, we do see the Widowmines jumping in towards the Medivac and starting to come down the map to drop. Another probe comes up here to try and to get into some... get some more damage done. We see a few Marines getting ready to jump into this bunker. It's going to be Stim and Combat Shields on the way up. Again, Blink coming through in the near future. herO should have seen this coming. And this Medivac's flown over a probe. It's flown over the Nexus. And here we go. Widowmine's going to start to drop. He actually backs away with one of them. That first Widowmine hasn't burrowed yet. Will just not be able to as the Stalkers get rid of it. And now Blink in play. Makes it very difficult for the second Widowmine to do much at all. And the Stalker Blink, I think, just caught INnoVation a little bit off guard there. So that went horrendously in the end. As we are just going to be seeing the probes moving over towards the third Nexus, which is coming up. So good initial defense from herO. Didn't allow the Widowmines to do too much. Now he goes into 1-1. He goes into charged. And I imagine we're going to be seeing an absolute surge of gateways in the next few moments. You know, getting up into those gateway numbers where you can just spam out Zealots and Stalkers. And you just start fighting and you just keep fighting. You know, that's the plan here from herO. You just trade and trade and trade. Sometimes a little bit inefficiently, but it doesn't matter because you just keep on expanding too. And it's almost like you're playing like Bio as the Protoss because you're not really teching up at all. It's all about your upgrades and the sheer number of gateway units that you can get out. This is over, says Butternut. I don't think it's over. You know, he just lost a Widowmine job. It doesn't have to do damage. It's not nice to lose the Medivac, but it's definitely far from being end of the game. It's definitely nice from herO. It puts him in a good position. He doesn't have to worry so much. He's definitely not falling behind on work accounts. But, you know, there's a lot INnoVation can do to make this game work for himself still. I mean, you consider, you know, an average Widowmine drop usually forces a very minor amount of lost mining time, 2 probe kills, and the Medivac gets out alive. Like, that's the straight up, like, you know, that's what a Terran player should expect to get. You know, you don't go into a Widowmine drop expecting like 10 probe kills because the Protoss messed up every time. So it's not like he's expecting loads of damage from that. It's just a shame not to get the Medivac out, especially. Stalker's taking some hits here as they do force an initial stim pack. Our Terran player still pushing down the left side. A blink forwards here. Just sees the Stalkers taking another couple of shots and trading out blows at the moment. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to blink backwards in towards the third base. And another scan. Just going to reveal what's going on. Widowmines will burrow once again. Zealot's coming through. And we're just going to be seeing this Guardian Shield will pop. And again, getting ready to push on forwards the Bio. Just trying to come in here. Getting set to see what it can bring to the party. If there is going to be a party, because I kind of feel it's that point in the game where herO's feeling pretty good. 1-1 upgrades against just +1 attack. He's got charge and blink. Oh, and the Widowmine's unburrowed at the moment, which means the Zealots get on top, which forces friendly fire. But the blink actually makes this a bit different. The Widowmines didn't go off for a long time there. And so they actually went off on Stalkers and Sentries. Suddenly INnoVation is still pushing forwards. A blink defensively now from herO, pulling back towards his base. As you see a few more Zealots showing up. And we are just going to be seeing these Stalkers just going to set off that Widowmine and then blink away to, of course, not take the damage. So, herO has dealt with a lot of the issues there, and we're going to be seeing now this combination of units from herO will try and come up the left-hand side, see what we can do next. And Hallucinated Phoenix is going to expire, as we do see +1 armor coming in on the Engineering Bay. +2/+2 currently on the forges as well. And herO just continuing to come up this left-hand side. A couple of pylons off over to the right, and this Marine coming in as well. Just going to be a couple of Marine, well, a Marine and a Medevac just kind of scatting around. This Medevac has got a couple of units in it, a couple of Widow Mines and 4 Marines. It's not a lot to do, like a lot of damage with a drop. Man, I feel as though herO's map control is just insane. He's got pylons all over the place. He's got Stalkers moving around. I think one of the only things he doesn't see on the map is actually the direction this Medevac took to come in towards the main. Dropping in right now. Let's see what can happen. What's crazy as well is, by the way, the upgrades. 2-2 will finish up for herO in the next minute or so. And INnoVation just hasn't even started 2-2. He hasn't even got an armory. So, you know, INnoVation's definitely not looking towards +2/+2 upgrades at all here. Medevac hides in the corner, but doesn't actually hide that well. Gets taken down by a Stalker blink. Stalkers over here can't really fight on their own, have to blink away. And again, what's what the Stalkers are here for? Keep track of the army. You know, just make sure they know what's going on. Blinking back now allows these Zealots to come on over here from herO. And this is going to be a bit of an engagement in a moment or two as Marauders, Marines, and Widow Mines. Well, here we go. The Zealots actually charge in from the right. The Stalkers on the left. I'm not sure if this is a great fight, actually. Because, you know, arguably you could kind of maybe want the Zealots to actually be with, you know, in front of the Stalkers to tank for them. In the end, I mean, it works out for herO. It feels like the Widow Mines went his way. They didn't do too much damage. He cleaned them all up, and now he has a bit of momentum to keep pushing with. 7 more Zealots just walked in from this forward pylon. So he can come on in with this group of Zealots now, maybe push up this ramp and see what he can do. Zealots are just going to be coming up here, and we do see those Widow Mines going to go off, and just a few more of the Zealots. 9 more Zealots warping in from the Prism. 9 more Zealots warping in as he comes over to the right-hand side. herO, well, he denies the third base, and that forces INnoVation into a fight that he doesn't really want to take. He is starting to get the Ghosts up, so he has a couple of EMPs available, but by God, do they have to be some incredible EMPs right now to make something happen here. Where are they? Hands on a few of the Zealots, lands on a few more. But honestly, it just feels like there's just way too much. I like this, just backing away as well. No need to rush it. He already knows he's done a good job here. He actually took down the entire command center, so already INnoVation is onto just the 2 bases. And now, well, as the Widow Mines will start going off, he actually gets some really good Widow Mine connections here, but too little too late, I think. herO's supply has just been exponential compared to INnoVation's in the last few moments, and it just continues in that way as INnoVation taps out without a GG. INnoVation PM! Okay, probably not, I'm sure. Waking up at like 7 and like traveling. But I get, like, it's weird because it's like 9:30 for me, so I woke up at like 7 EU time, but now it's, I guess that would have been 6 my time. It's weird. Usually I'm still awake at that time. God. Alright. Bottom left, our blue Terran player is INnoVation. Top right hand side, our red Protoss player is herO. What a weird format this tournament has. Not really. 5-player round robin groups into a 6-player bracket where first place advances straight to the semi-finals. Super standard stuff. Super. Not maybe the most standard tournaments, but yeah. I mean, it's not super unheard of either. It's best of 5 in the semi-finals here, guys. I know it's a best of 3-4 moment. I hadn't fixed it. I'm sorry. You can blame me. Aye. Alright, so again after this, it's Neeb versus Rogue, followed by the 3rd place match, so the loser of the 2 series against each other, and then the winner of the 2 series in the grand finals. No, it's a best of 3, but Toss has to win all 3 to make it fair. Yeah, I like it. If INnoVation wins this game now, he actually wins the series because he took a game of Protoss, and that's the handicap. Oh god, sorry mods, chat's gonna go crazy. Didn't mean it. I didn't mean to start the balance wide. Here's me complaining about chat, and it turns out I'm actually the source of all the trouble in the first place. I'm so terrible. Well, setting up, we're going to be seeing a Adept currently just being Corona boosted here. A Warp Gate on the Cybernetics core. And the Nexus is about 75% of the way done. 2 minutes in, really nothing to shout about just yet. Everything as we expect this to be. There is a bit of a movement from INnoVation though. A 3rd command center. That's quite something. A 3rd CC coming in this early on Blackpink. I mean, it's a nice macro map. You can definitely macro it up on here. We'll see how it works out for him trying to take the economic high ground early in the game this time around, rather than just sort of trying to be aggressive and some harassment here and there. Saves this SCV as well, so smoothly done. If this was me, I'd lose that SCV, I'd smash my keyboard, and I'd tap out of StarCraft for the next week or so, because I'm terrible. As we do see the Twilight Council is going to finish up from here on this side of the map. This Reaper is in a little bit of trouble though, can't really dodge this Adept anymore. And I think he knows it, hence why he just stops microing it there for a moment. Maybe he could have gotten away if he kept microing, but he kind of saw what he needed to see anyways. This Reaper had already identified, okay, well there's a Twilight Council up, and that already tells me about the possibility of a Dark Shrine, as well as obviously the very common Blink Opener as well. 2 racks here from INnoVation, as obviously that Probe and Adept did see the 3rd CC coming up, so herO gets a full scout himself, so both players are very aware of what each other are doing at the moment. That's some good stuff. Good scouting. Scouting's so important in these early stages of the game to really just try and make sure that you adapt your build order to match what your opponent's doing, make sure you're not going to be caught unawares. You know, we saw INnoVation against in one of the games against Neba earlier, he got caught so unaware by DTs, and I'm sure if he'd scouted with the Reaper, the Twilight Council at any stage, he would have had at least one scan available in case of DTs, just ready to put them to use. Double Forge on the way in the main base. We're going to see the Blink coming up as well, and we are going to be seeing, well, herO playing a style that we've kind of seen from him before, as we are going to be seeing that Shade coming up the ramp, but just not really going to do much. I guess he gets some info. Did you see the next barracks starting to build? No. Shades don't have that much vision anymore. It's crazy how little they have compared to what they used to have. But it's still, it's the opportunity of maybe seeing something, right? And the more you just check the army is still here, etc., it just adds up, as we do see 1-1 upgrades coming in for our pros player. And again, a couple extra refineries from INnoVation at this stage on Blackpink. herO will take the 3rd Nexus. I'm sure we're going to be seeing the 3rd CC from INnoVation moving out sometime soon as well, as we do just get ourselves set up into this. And +1 attack on the way through. Stimpack over halfway done. Factory is also going to be finishing up in a moment. And again, just going to be seeing the 1-1 upgrades from herO. They really are going to be, and they have been before to this game, really decisive factors. And I have to say, a couple of times INnoVation's forgotten his armory today. He's had upgrade leads, and he's had equal upgrades, and he's thrown away that little bit of an edge that he has that he usually doesn't. So it's definitely not been the cleanest of games from INnoVation, as this time the Adept gets in, gets a full rescout of the main, and sees how late that starport is, and that's amazing for herO. I mean, he probably kind of knows the rough timing of a starport with the 3rd base, but it's just confirmation. There's no drops coming in anytime soon or anything like that. INnoVation really has been just building up, now up to 5 racks. It's all been about just setting up in towards this free base playstyle. So 3rd base moves into location, and we are going to be seeing these Marines and Marauders going to be coming out and across. You can see a Stalker takes the Watchtower here, a few more Stalkers coming through the center, and one more Stalker off over to the left-hand side, taking the Watchtower as well. It's going to be seeing these, first few at the front might find themselves an SCV or so, but really shouldn't be much more than that. INno doesn't quite see them, sees them now. We'll go for the SCV, and we'll just get the kill. A few Marauders. I love INnoVation just sims just the Marauders forward, knowing that they are the units that really can do something here to change things. Blink is off cooldown though, and so herO can continue to blink away, and the Stalkers stay safe. One more SCV gotten rid of. But Miss Magic Mech doesn't have a home anymore once Blackpink is removed from the map pool. I really think we should have a critter adoption zone for, critters that are, become homeless because their maps get put out of service. Who's going to feed them, How are they going to survive when we don't play on these maps anymore? Can't believe it, guys. Miss Magic. Well, you just see some Stalkers pushing through here, and a Marine does get taken down. Again, that's what the Stalkers are good at. Prism gets sighted by a Marine, though, so good map control from INnoVation. At least not letting herO just get away with whatever he wants. We are going to be seeing this Prism coming in towards the center, and again, well, there's the 2-2 upgrades from herO, and we don't see the Corona boost on them right now, but I'm sure in the next few moments we probably will. And it's just the one thing that just keeps this kind of Pro-Ops playstyle so powerful. You're going to be fine with like an entire set of upgrades lead with a mass of Zards and Stalkers. This is going to be... well, it's going to be very, very difficult to kind of defend for INnoVation, I feel. 2-2's not here just yet for herO, as That Colossus as a hallucination is so cheeky. If INnoVation thinks that's real right now, he must be thinking to himself, God damn, Protoss is so stupid. How can he have this many units and a Colossus? So the hallucination, obviously not a reality. And we're just going to be seeing, you're just trying to use it, you know, maybe if here INnoVation like right clicks it and, you know, target fires it down, it's wasted DPS, right? So maybe that's the plan here. First Widow Mine shots are not bad at all. Hero charging in towards this fight, and we are going to be seeing the Zealots really can't actually keep fighting here. The force fields kind of start to hurt the Protoss play in a lot of ways. Initially it keeps the bio back, but then it actually stops the Zealots from continuing to attack as they would like to. It takes away a lot of the freedom that you might think is kind of initially really there. A few more Zealots warp in, and again these units pushing forwards. And we are going to be seeing these bio units coming in from the left-hand side. A few Stalkers taking some shots, and we are going to be seeing, well, a couple of Liberators are sieging up. The Stalkers need to get on top of those Liberators, otherwise this could spell trouble. But he's not on top of the Liberators, and so the Zealots are going to go down. The Widow Mines get some good connections. Stalkers have to blink away, and INnoVation has held on with confidence, it feels like. But boy, is it only getting worse for him. Those upgrades are now spinning away on the Forge yet again. This time, it's +3/+3. And that is not pretty at all, as we see the army coming in from INnoVation to start 2-2. Man, how often is his army late in this tournament? It's insane. His army should not be this late. I mean, okay, it happens once, I get it, but it's almost as though he's like all in on 1-1, but he's not even moving forwards 2 all in. It's really crazy. Well, we do see these Stalkers seeing what they can do. Widow Mine, oh sorry, Liberators are sieged up. Bio set up here as well, and the Sensor Tower will come in towards the front. Some more Zealots coming out over the right-hand side, and again, getting ready to maybe push in towards this CC in the next few moments. A couple of Liberators also coming around the top side. Prism into the main. Zealots dropping down. SCV goes down. The missile turret in some trouble. Libs actually siege up to help if this is INnoVation. He's going to have to deal with an attack at the front at the same time, perhaps. Zealots, you know, actually being dealt with pretty well. I feel like there's enough bio here to really turn these away. So I feel as though that's kind of fine. Meanwhile, though, again, the fight at the third base has started up. SCVs are pulled in. The Zealots, well, they're starting to go down, which means it's time to blink backwards and try and save what he can. Loses a sentry. Immortal will get up the ramp at least. Warp Prism's warped in another set. You know, Stalkers need to blink here. Moments too late to kind of dodge the first Widow Mine shot, but did dodge the second. Medevac's actually lifting up from the third base and coming down to the natural, but now is there enough units to actually keep on fighting? One Liberator gets taken down, the second Liberator will go down too. Now 2 Immortals here. Widow Mine shot is good to get rid of some of those Immortal shields, but the third base has to be lifted. INnoVation is retreating away. 20 army supply up, but the free upgrades just make this such a powerful army. And that warping of 10 extra warp gateway base units is going to make such a difference. It's pushing in. Supply Depot takes a shot, and it's just the Liberator count is never stabilizing at a higher number. Well, we're going to be seeing herO will give INnoVation a moment or two. Will he give him 40 seconds for 2-2 to finish? That would be really something for all you Terran fans out there, because it really feels like it's something that INnoVation might just need if he wants a chance in this. Another wave of units in the main, and oh, don't lose the engineering base. No, it's not fair! It's not fair! These upgrade differences shouldn't be allowed! Oh, it's disgusting how far ahead herO is on upgrades right now as the Stalkers blink away. +2 attack and +2 armor gets denied. Okay, +1 vehicle weapons, +1 ship weapons, sorry, gets to finish. Woohoo! My Vikings and Liberators do a bit more damage. Yay, I'm sure INnoVation is absolutely ecstatic with that, compared to having one upgrade still. He is down 2 sets of upgrades, and herO knows with that denial, he will just be golden for the rest of this game. herO, while the supplies are even, he has so much in his favor, and it looks as though herO really is starting to march his way in towards that grand finals. Zealot, Stalkers, and Immortals going to get rid of all of these rocks, and well, at least INnoVation gets back to third base mining, but that's something as well. While herO sat on 4-5 bases, INnoVation was pulling away his third base to be able to hold all of the locations at once. herO really was just everywhere with that Warp Prism play, and now, well, Stalkers are already kind of counting backwards, doing what Stalkers do. There's the Guardian Shield, just in case those Marines didn't do too little damage already against these units. Now they do even less with the Guardian Shield in play. And, well, INnoVation, he will siege up his Liberators, he will gather together beneath them. He will get ready to go for this, as we see, you can just see heroes full-on concave getting set up. Let's zoom out and watch as the Protoss player crushes in on our poor Terran, who just really, in this entire series, has not really looked to stand too much of a chance at all. Pushing through with ease as those Liberators will, well, I mean, they're going to get targeted down. It wasn't even that important. Zealots keep on charging in. Another Widowmine might help to clean them up, but the splits are actually still good from herO. The Immortals are just chugging along in the back as well. Some of them have been around for quite some time with 12 kills on them. And that's the GG as herO goes straight through to the Grand Finals, meaning that we already have one Grand Finalist and one of the